Hey, Lumio lovers! Welcome back to another Lumio live stream. So good to see you, ladies. How are you doing?
We are doing it's a very Monday, Tuesday for me over here. How about you guys?
Feeling the same. And it's getting to the countdown to the holidays, too. Well, I'm your host, Asha, and I have Lois and Misha with me. And today we are talking about the importance of offering our students instant feedback. So if you would like to join along, if you go to lumioclass.com and enter in class code 181461, you can join in live and see this lesson as we go along. Mish, take it over.
Thanks, Asha. So, if you didn't hear, Asha this time said lumioclass.com. So, if you weren't aware, instead of hellosmart.com, now your students can easily go to Lumio Class. So, when you click on your join link right here, you'll see that switch over. But no worries. If your students are used to Hello Smart, if that's just what rolls off your tongue, that'll still work. But just FYI, when you pull up this little pop up here, it will say Lumio Class from now on. So thanks for that intro, Asha. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the importance of individual feedback, but I've got some holiday activities planned for us. So just some fun ideas for you to try it in the classroom. Nothing too instructional heavy, just some fun ideas, but we'll still talk about why it's important to do so, even with your instructional activities. So, when we think about the holidays coming up, it's so important that we're really acknowledging that there are so many different holidays that are celebrated throughout the winter time. And so I always like to celebrate in my classroom and really hear from my students what exactly do they celebrate and how they do it. Because even if we're all celebrating the same holiday, maybe we each have our own traditions.
That's true. Asha, do you have a holiday tradition?
Oh, of course. So my family is Jamaican, and so our Christmas is very Jamaican. And some of the traditions are, I think it's on one of the lessons I actually did, where we bake, and our traditional cake for Christmas is a black cake. It's like a fruit cake with rum, very delicious. And then instead of eggnog, we actually drink sorrel, and it's from like a hibiscus plant, the flower. And you
Okay.
steep that and you drink it on ice. Also, very delicious.
I love hibiscus. I'm going to have to try that. You have to share the recipe, Asha.
Will do, of course.
So as Asha was sharing out there, I was able to take a look. And I love, Asha, that you not only used your ability to type into your response, but you brought in some images and visuals for us to take a look here. And you notice that right away I was adding some feedback here. Now, all I really did was ask you a couple questions here. Because again, this is just kind of a fun activity, but I'm wondering right away, I'm giving you an extension. So you did answer my question, what are some of your traditions? But now I'm extending and giving you an extra challenge of tell me more. What is this drink? What is the recipe for this cake? So, some fun ideas here. So, what you'll notice is again on this individual handout, what I love to do is offer my students different ways to participate. Asha took advantage of two, being able to bring in images and text. Also, could have brought in audio, a drawing. There's so many different ways. Let's see what Lois was up to for the holidays. Lois, care to share?
Yeah, so some of the traditions that we have, we love to celebrate New Year's Eve. And, the struggle is real, staying up till midnight for some of us. That would be me snoring at 10 o'clock. But some of the traditions we have is we eat 12 white grapes and we also have black eyed peas.
That's amazing. And if you'll notice, I was coming in to add a sticker, and another new little Lumio surprise is there are a ton of new stickers available. But besides that, I want to add a little note here for Lois. Is there a specific reason for the 12 grapes? So, again, offering a little commentary and an extension activity for Lois to take a look at as she keeps working.
I
So,
love
Lois, is there a reason behind those 12 white grapes?
Yeah, to bring you good luck for every month of the new year, right?
Oh, okay. And is there grape specifically a reason, or it's just 12 of any kind of food item, if you will?
Okay, so for some reason, I know that it is white grapes because if we don't get them in advance, it's very bad luck, right? And you can't do red grapes. the why behind that, I'm not really sure. It's just
Okay.
something we've always done.
So maybe some research here. Maybe you can ask some further questions of your family or Google or my best friend ChatGPT.
Perplexity.ai. Why does Lois's family eat white grapes?
So as you take a look here, I'm adding some feedback. I'm adding a little commentary to both Asha and Lois's individual handout here. But exactly why do I do that? Like if we're thinking about doing this with a more instructional piece here, the reason that we really want to give instant and individual feedback to our students is it encourages growth for our students. That immediate feedback really helps students understand mistakes and correct them right away. It's already kind of reinforcing that learning in the moment, but it also helps to boost their confidence. It supports mastery, personalized learning, and also promotes active learning. And so, one way that I really like to use Lumio for this is while maybe I might be sitting with Asha, working with her on my iPad, I might quickly take out and give Lois some feedback. So, Lois feels like she's acknowledged and I kind of see that she's sitting around. I might ask a quick question so that she kind of gets back to work and she takes a look at her work. Thanks for the feedback back, Lois. All right, so just another fun little holiday activity. I cannot wait to see what everyone submitted because I did send this out to our team to decorate some holiday sweaters. Let's take a look. Okay, I have been waiting to see Laura's. I put money down that she made hers about Taylor Swift. So let's see. Do we think I'm right? I just have a feeling. All right. I knew it.
Big
So
Swifty energy.
Swifty energy. I knew it. Laura is one of our professional development specialists at Smart and Lumio, and she works with the central region of the US. And I had a feeling that she would make her Christmas sweater all about Taylor Swift. So I'm just going to give her a little sticker here, Papa, when there's so many new choices here. I am going to put a green flag because that is such a character trait for Laura, and I love it. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to open up Lois here. Let's take a look at everyone's. Lois, tell us a little bit about your sweater.
Well, so there wasn't a Grinch sticker, and I'm kind of obsessed with the Grinch right now. So second favorite would be frog. So just went in with a frog. I know me and you had spoken about things that you could do with the infinity sign, and so I took your advice on that and just stitched my Merry Christmas in lights onto the sweater, and duplicated my little frog guy all over the place.
We did talk about utilizing the stickers. We keep talking about different ways to participate, right? The text, the writing, the images, the audio. But yeah, how about using the stickers and infinitely cloning them? And as I give you this feedback, I'm thinking about my students and kind of the importance of giving them that instant feedback because it really does boost confidence, like I mentioned earlier, right? The quick response, it shows the students that their efforts are valued and that it motivates them to kind of stay engaged and to keep improving. So while you might be done with this sweater, maybe me giving you a little bit boost of encouragement here, maybe you'll come up with more ideas. I want to make it even better.
Yeah, I think quick responses show students their efforts are valued, which really motivates them to stay engaged and keep improving on everything they're doing, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm dying to see what everyone else did. We've got Paris here who did some penguins and snowflakes. Asha, what'd you do? Oh my God, putting Lumio at the top of the Christmas tree. How fun. Let's see what else. Laura, we saw Laura's Taylor Swift. I just knew it was going to be Taylor Swift related. I did mine. I, of course, had to make a Hanukkah themed sweater.
Love
And
it.
I did,
Love it.
I added a little sentence because it is so hard sometimes to find Hanukkah themed things in stores. It kind of really depends on the area that you live in. So a few years ago during like peak COVID, I got a Cricut machine and I made and sold Hanukkah themed sweaters, towels. I made t-shirts and I came up with like a bunch of little Hanukkah puns. So on mine, I've got a dreidel, which is one of the games you play during Hanukkah. And I wrote, "This is how I roll."
Oh, so cute.
And Michelle Conway, all about the dog. She's got her golden retriever all over her sweater. And you might stay tuned because I may or may not have just ordered myself a Hanukkah sweater for this year, and it may have dogs all over it wearing like little kippas and playing dreidels.
I love that.
I'm super pumped. So again, coming back to the individual feedback. So we just showed you just some really fun holiday activities. Not really too much into it, but I wanted to show you all a quick little two more ideas because Lois brought in how you can make it a little bit more instructional. And then I have one more activity that I wanted to show everyone. So, Lois, if you could tell us a little bit about yours here.
Yeah, so I think English language arts, we're always writing journals, right? And giving students prompts and things that are helpful to make reading engaging and enjoyable for their readers when they're writing is really helpful. So one of the things that I always ask my students to do is to make sure that they're using who, what, when, where, why, how, if they can, color, taste and smell, weather, sound. It sounds like a lot, but once you get used to using a checklist, I can see that we've taken the little check mark in there. We can infinitely clone that and check it off as we go. Another fun way we could do that is to actually infinitely clone the words themselves, and the students can drag and drop them on their writing to signify where it in their journal that item is.
Oh, I like what you're thinking. So you're saying, like, for the word color, for example, if I had a whole paragraph written over here, I would drag and drop the word color over to where I'm talking about that in my text. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that self-checking and really thinking about how individual feedback also supports mastery because students can make those real-time adjustments. So if you were logged into this lesson here, Lois, as the teacher, and you had a student working on it, right away, maybe you'll take a look. Oh, take a look at the checklist. I'm wondering where you're talking about that weather piece, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to just show everyone a little screenshot of another activity I had here of an individual handout, totally unrelated, but the activity was really simple. It was just 4 terms and 4 definitions. All the students had to do was drag and drop the term to its match, right? And right over here, I've got Johnny, who I graded his work and he got 2 correct. So decomposers and habitat were correct. And I let him know by just grabbing the stickers, but then I also gave a little bit of feedback. So first, for the one that's incorrect, instead of just saying, hey, this is wrong, I said, not quite. I maybe referenced a part of our lesson that we talked about. Think about herbivores like cows and how do they get their energy. So maybe that's not really telling that, hey, that's not the right answer. Here is the right answer, but really prompting that thinking to happen, right? So thinking about the growth that the student can make and then giving a little bit of feedback of some next steps. So just wanted to quickly throw that out there to show everyone how you can take something that could have been graded just as right or wrong because it really was a very simple activity, but we're prompting that learning to happen for that student because that instant feedback allows the teacher to address individual needs and provide tailored guidance. So right over here is that tailored guidance instead of just saying, got this wrong, try again. Here is kind of a prompt of here's what I want you to think about and kind of lean into that learning.
You know what that makes me think about, Mish? Like, I always loved true false assessments where you had to, if you selected false, you had to make the statement true, like providing support for your answer. I think that's another way that you could easily use Lumio as well.
That's a really good idea. I hadn't thought about that. I love that. So as we think about, again, doing individual handouts and giving that instant feedback to our students, Lumio is such a great way to do that, right? Again, the 5 main points of why do individual feedback. It encourages the growth, it boosts confidence, it supports mastery, helps with personalized learning, and last but not least, really promotes that active learning because it keeps students involved in the learning process and it makes the lessons more interactive because instead of just submitting your worksheet and being graded right or wrong, you kind of get those next steps, right? Even like when you're thinking about the real world, I don't want to just be told, hey, here's your performance evaluation. That's it. But instead, working together to really think about those next steps. So before we all let you go, we have one more new exciting feature alert. So we talked about Lumio class switchover. We talked about the new stickers, but now also take a look if you haven't yet in the super sort, rank order, and match 'em up games. Those are the 3 games where you get that teacher dashboard. Take a look in the top right corner because now the new exciting release is you can also export those results into an Excel sheet. So end of the year, who has time to do grades? How easy is it to close out our year and just take out those little check for understanding activities that we might do with those Lumio games?
Mish, you
Awesome.
talked about immediate feedback. And I'm also thinking one of the things I love most about Lumio is how easy it is for our users, our teachers to provide feedback. And if I'm not mistaken, that was actually a teacher request to be able to do that, right?
It sure was.
So feedback works all around.
All around. We love that. And before we get going here, don't forget that every month we do have our Lumio Challenge. And this month's Lumio Challenge is how do you use Lumio features to promote your project based learning activities? So, all you need to do is just take a screenshot or a picture of Lumio in action in your classroom. Just make sure we don't see any student faces for privacy. Post it across any social media platform and use hashtag Lumio Challenge and hashtag Lumio Social and tag us, and you'll get entered to win a gift card. With that, I'm going to pass it over to Asha.
Sweet. Oh my goodness. I can't believe this is our last Lumio Live for 2024. I can't believe the holidays are right around the corner. Can you imagine? So we will be back in 2025, but happy holidays and happy New Year's to everyone.